Least children.
I call the honourable member Paul Goldsmith.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. It was interesting to hear the previous speaker suggest that she was offended by what this House was saying. And I'm not so easy to be offended, but there is a constant refrain that comes from that side of the House that this side of the House doesn't care about people, it doesn't care about children. Well, frankly, I find that offensive. The reason why this council, why this government is moving ahead with welfare reform is precisely because the current regime that we have had for the last few decades is not working effectively, and we do it because we need to do it for the sake of the children of this country. And they've had a long time. I just want to start off with a couple of quotes, because what we seem to be boiling down to here this evening is diverging views about the importance of work. And I'll quote here from Maturia Ture in this House on the first day of this session, where she talked about the Prime Minister restating the myth that work is the path out of poverty. The truth is that it is not. This is Mrs. Ture speaking. For the 2 in every 5 children who live in poverty whose parents work, work is not the pathway out of poverty. Work is a trap because work is not properly paid. So there you have that astounding comment from the Greens, who do not believe that work is the way out of poverty. And I came across a quote recently from Franklin Delano Roosevelt in 1935, which is an interesting quote, I thought, where he said, in 1935, the man who probably more than anybody started welfarism in this country, for those who don't know their history, he said, continued dependence on government support induces a spiritual and moral disintegration fundamentally destructive to the national fibre. To dole out relief in this way is to administer a narcotic, a subtle destroyer of the human spirit. Well, I'm not sure what to make of both those comments, but the point that I'm making is that this side of the House believe that work is a good thing. And the whole point of the government's activities and proposals in its welfare activities and its growth promotion and the way that it focuses on building the economy is because we believe that it is best for children to be raised in households where people work and find meaning in their lives for earned success. And we go back to Michael Joseph Savage in this country promising that he would end poverty with the welfare state in New Zealand, and 70 years later we still have more of it. And so what this national government is committed to doing is investing in ways that eliminate child hardship and improve economic and social well-beings of individuals. But our welfare reforms are measures taken to support New Zealand families to ensure we are getting New Zealanders out of benefits and into work where they are so much better off. And on this side of the House, we're committed to fairness and an unrelenting and unapologetic focus on work. We are focused on what people can do, not what they can't do. We do not accept that it is a good thing for a child to be raised in a house where nobody has worked for generations. And the nut of the essence of this bill and the Greens policy is just to somehow think that the problem will be solved by giving yet more and extending benefits, when we should be focusing on finding ways to encourage people to get back to work, which is what this government is all about. And I am afraid we all in this House agree that child poverty is an issue for this country. It is that we disagree on how best to remedy that, and this bill, unfortunately, is not, in my view, one that would remedy it at all in the long term. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I call the honourable member Asanati Loli Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Malo Suifu.